I set myself the challenge to watch every single episode of Doctor Who ever made, from 1963 right up until the modern era. So far we are this far through the 5th Doctor's era, and this far through the show overall. We're in season 21. This story sees the return of both the Silurians and the Sea Devils, who are both calling themselves by those names now, despite the fact that those were just names given to them by this guy and this guy respectively. We also found out that even though last season the Doctor could survive in space for a full 6 minutes, this Time Lord ability does not extend to water, which can kill instantly. We find this out when the Doctor falls off a gangway into a pool, and Turlough waits a full 14 seconds before deciding he's drowned.
Tegan, no!
Doctor!
There's nothing we can do!
We can't just leave him!
Face it, Tegan! He's drowned!
The Silurians and the Sea Devils are invading an underwater base backed up by the Merker, a pantomime horse with the power to crush paper walls and kill you if you try karate on it. Chameleon does not feature in this episode because he's on charge in the TARDIS or something. What if LARPers took their hobby too seriously? This is the question posed by The Awakening, where a group of Civil War reenactors in the 1980s are compelled by a demon wall to burn Tegan at the stake. The only person who could save her would be Chameleon, but unfortunately he's trapped in a deleted scene. You know that hat stand that's always in the background of the TARDIS scenes? The Doctor's decided he's sick of it. He doesn't wear hats enough, so they decide to travel to the far future to dump it. There they land on Frontios, the last human colony in existence, where every single person is white and British. Turlough and the Doctor try to offer the hat stand to the locals, but everyone seems convinced that it's a deadly weapon. This planet is afflicted by meteor showers, and one of them destroys the TARDIS. But luckily, there's an infestation of ground-dwelling tractators who can be tricked into using their Mavity powers to reform the TARDIS. As a thank you, the Doctor leaves the hat stand behind for the humans to defend themselves with. Chameleon is not in this story because he got blown up by a meteor shower. The Daleks are back, and their plan this time is to create a robot duplicate of the Doctor and send it to Gallifrey. Personally, I wouldn't bother going to the effort of making a copy of the Doctor. Just have a look around, one's bound to turn up. The last one you made didn't even look like him, and it got caught out because it called Vicky Susan. They try to get around that this time by downloading the Doctor's memories of all of his companions, but they skip Leela for some reason. Kind of an oversight. If you're sending a copy of the Doctor to Gallifrey, you definitely want to include memories of the one companion that lives on Gallifrey. At the end of this story, Tegan remembers that she doesn't want to travel in time anymore, so she leaves the TARDIS. If that sounds abrupt, it's because it was. Chameleon isn't in this story because he got blown up, remember? Planet of Fire sees the exit of 2 companions from the TARDIS and the entrance of 2 more. First of all, we have Turlough, who finds a colony of his own people, the Trions, living on a planet of active volcanoes. He reveals that he was a political prisoner that was exiled from his society, and they reveal that no one cares, he can come home. On top of that, we find out that Chameleon was not vaporized on Frontios, and has in fact been in the TARDIS this whole time. Probably doing laundry or washing his hair or something. But Chameleon is taken over by the Master again, and in fact turns into the Master for much of this story. Chameleon tries to resist, but cannot, and the Doctor is forced to destroy him. But luckily, we get a couple of new companions to join the TARDIS, and here they are. This is Peri. She's swimming in the ocean in Lanzarote when she starts to drown. Luckily, her drowning takes longer than 14 seconds, so Turlough considers her worth rescuing. He brings her inside the TARDIS and puts her to bed, promptly forgetting about her until they reach the Planet of Fire. Peri is basically abducted after nearly drowning and ends up kidnapped by the Master. I'd like to say it gets better for Peri, but not really. On the planet Androzani Minor, the Doctor and Peri manage to get themselves poisoned, captured, and executed. And that's just episode 1 of this 4-part serial. Luckily, the Doctor and Peri who get executed are just yet another set of robot doubles. The real ones are fine, if still poisoned and captured. They're being held by a Phantom of the Opera knockoff called Sharaz Jek, a grotesque monster of a man who becomes enamored of Peri's beauty and decides to keep her. It's quite creepy. I'm hoping this doesn't become a theme with Peri. Unfortunately, both Peri and the Doctor are dying of spectrox toxemia, the only cure for which is the milk of the queen bat that lives deep underground. The Doctor ventures deep into the caves to find this bat, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda sad we didn't get a scene of Peter Davison milking a giant bat. Although, knowing fandom, someone's probably done art of it at some point, which is why I've added this to the list of things I will never Google. In the end, he's only able to obtain enough milk to save Peri, so the 5th Doctor is forced to regenerate while the camera focuses respectfully on him and nothing else. So now we've reached the 6th incarnation of the Doctor, and as always there is a period of adjustment, but the 6th Doctor does what he can to reassure Peri that nothing has changed. He's still the same man who cared about her. He's still the same quietly humble, charming, caring person, never cruel or cowardly. And the TARDIS is still the safe place it always was. Peri is very happy with the new Doctor and has plenty of reason to keep travelling with him. I, for one, am excited for what the next season will bring. If you're excited too, please like and subscribe. That's it for season 21. We're now this far into the 6th Doctor's era. I'll see you next time.